Well, orange fingers would be kind of weird, right?
So
Are you gonna? Hey, dumbass! Why don't
Shaq,
you answer the
question.
question?
Yes.
Are you a dumbass? Why don't you answer the question? I've asked it 5 times now, and I'm running out of patience with you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, how's your night going? Hey, look, man, I'm just watching this election right now from my couch.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of trying to get a feel what you think you guys are, what really you're thinking. So I'm born and raised from San Antonio, Texas, and if I'm being honest, I voted for Trump. If I'm just being honest,
that's totally okay. And while we might disagree, let's have a conversation about that. Tell me why you voted for Donald Trump.
Well, man, I'll tell you what. Main reason I voted for Donald Trump is, growing up in San Antonio, I just see a lot of people coming in through the border down south.
Mm-hmm.
I go hunting down Dilly, and it mainly, man, it's a concern. I go down to a deer blind, I see a goddamn banana peel, left in a goddamn deer blind. It gets kind of crazy down there. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. How are they affecting your life? Tell me.
Well, what's kind of affected my life is, it's 5,500 acres. I really don't know who's passing through that land, other than my deer and, pigs and cows and.
Let me ask you a question. I can't speak to horses and pigs because that's not my profession, but I will say this, and I will ask you this question: Why didn't Donald Trump? One
second.
Hello.
My bad. I'm sorry, man. I had to let one go real quick. What was your question again?
Yeah, okay, so let me ask
another
you.
Jerky Boys call
Hold on,
here?
let me ask you a question.
He's talking about hunting blinds and stuff, Brian.
Would you like to have a serious conversation, or are you just calling in just to get a couple laughs because you have nothing better to do?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're probably a smart guy. Would you like to have a serious conversation in your real voice and tell me who you voted for, or are you just going to try to – because you're not funny, I'll be honest with you.
He just said he had to take a break, Brian, because he had to rip one off. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, the phone call has already gone south. Yeah.
Sir, are you still there?
No, I'm still there. I was just letting y'all
Okay.
speak, but usually y'all don't let me speak.
No,
so
I've let you speak. I just don't think I've let you
let
speak.
you talk for like 3 minutes
I've let
to
you
start
speak.
the call.
I've let you speak, but I don't think this is a serious phone call. Would you like to have a serious conversation?
Hey, this conversation is serious as a heart attack. My name's Stevie. I already called in. So
let's have a serious conversation then. Let me ask you a question then. The bipartisan border bill that MAGA Republicans and Democrats that were attempting to put together, and then Donald Trump told sitting Republican senators not to pass the bill. By the way, that was endorsed by the Border Patrol. Why do you think Donald Trump did that?
Well, here's the thing. Here's one thing I know about Donald Trump. Okay,
I didn't ask.
He's not going to answer the question,
no.
Brian. Yeah.
I want you to directly answer the question. Okay, if you're not smart enough to answer the question, then that's okay. Yeah. We all have different gifts in life. Okay, you have the gift of running a farm. I don't. Okay, I don't know how to run a farm. Okay, I'm going to ask you the question again, and if you can't answer it, just tell me you can't, and then I'll ask you something else. But don't try to push it off to something else. Okay. Why is it that No, don't look. I'm asking you the question again. If you can't answer it, that's okay. Just tell me.
And I was trying to ask you to repeat the question. That's all I was trying to do.
Okay, so I'll repeat it again for you. No problem, sir. We had a bipartisan border bill where Republicans and Democrats sat at the table, and they put this bill together. It wasn't perfect. Democrats didn't get everything they wanted. Republicans didn't get everything they wanted, but they compromised. And the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. Donald Trump picked up the phone with his little orange fingers, and he called Republican senators and told them not to pass the bill. My question to you is, why do you think Donald Trump did that?
Well, I really do want to answer the question, okay? But you said that Donald Trump had orange fingers, so that don't really make any sense to me.
It doesn't.
What does him having orange fingers mean? Why make you stop from answering the question Brian asked you?
Donald Trump picked up the phone and used his fingers. I don't know if they were orange or not at the time. Can you please answer? Can you please answer the question, sir?
Well, orange fingers would be kind of weird, right?
Are you gonna? Hey, dumbass! Why don't you answer the question?
Yes.
Are you a dumbass? Why don't you answer the question? I've asked it 5 times now, and I'm running out of patience with you. You've said nothing in this phone call of significance at all. You sound like a complete moron. I've given you multiple chances to answer. Why don't you answer the question and stop being an idiot? Okay, you're wasting my airtime. Why don't you explain to everybody why you voted for Donald Trump, you inbred fool, you. Answer the question. Now I'm frustrated with you because you're not answering the question. I told you if you're not capable of it, then tell me. But you're just being a moron. Answer the question, you idiot. Why do you think Donald Trump didn't want to pass the border bill? Why? Answer the question, idiot.
Hey, look.
Have a nice day.
Come on, Boomhauer.
Have a nice day, you trash. That's what you are. You're trash. You inbred piece of trash. If Donald Trump wins, it's because of people like you. Dumb Americans.
I knew about 3 minutes ago he wasn't going to answer.
Middle-aged, dumb white Americans
and
like
so
this
did Numchuck,
fool.
I'm sure. He wasn't going to answer your question, bro.
702-221-7283 is the number to call. Let's go to Dave. Dave is next up on PTL. What's up, Dave?
Hi, Brian. I have to apologize when I called in 2-3 days ago with the, I don't remember the gentleman that you were talking to, but he really got my goat. And
well, I don't remember that, but that's okay.
A little bit.
I understand.
Are you talking about the painter, Keith?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that being said, I was in boot camp during the Vietnam War with a lot of Texans. The guy that you just talked to is so typical because a lot of them thought that Texas should be its own nation and separate from. Even then, they just viewed themselves as a different entity from the rest of the United States. So what goes on in Texas in this election is irrelevant, really.
Yeah.
But it's looking good. I'm looking at at Pennsylvania, Michigan, and North Carolina, and they're light blue right now. And Kamala's leading huge in Pennsylvania, and I hope that holds up because that's the path to the White House. So
absolutely, that's really important.
72% to 35% right now. So
it's certainly a good start. It's so early, though. It's so early. There's so many.
It is early. Yeah. I know we're like at 10% of the vote.
Right. I mean, it's really early right now, and you see,
but I'm optimistic. I'd rather see it light blue than light pink, wouldn't you?
No, I agree. There's no question about that. But we haven't really seen any surprises yet. Right?
And Brian, I would echo you, sir, the caller. Myself, 20 years after you, I was in boot camp, my friend, in 1990 down in Fort Benning in Georgia, and I will echo a lot of what you just said, my friend. In that, Brian Shapiro. Yes, I had a lot of people in my platoon that were also Texans that absolutely had that same mindset and the same kind of approach to life is the way I'll call it, right, caller? When it comes to Texas and the hunting culture down there, what he was talking about, and just kind of the general framework. My buddy David Woolley and a couple others that I was in the Army with.
Their oil daddies got them special privileges in boot camp.
100%. 100%.
Easy jobs. And I just, I don't want to use the word hate, but I sure did grow to understand a little bit more about what our nation, the type of people that our nation is made up of. So, but I also had a best friend one time from Texas and very intelligent, slow talking, and you would think like that a Texan, just because they're slow talking, wasn't intelligent, but he was very intelligent and very thoughtful. And so you can't judge, everybody just from where they're from. Anyhow, thanks for being here tonight. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad I got to talk to you.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.